pregnant and my husband cheated with our Sil. I can't even believe I'm writing this. If you'd have asked me if I thought this would ever be me, I'd bet my life on it that I'd never be going through this. My husband and I have been together 10 years, married for 3. I had 100% trust in him and I was more than confident he'd never be one of those guys who'd cheat. My Sil, if you want to call her that, her and Bill are engaged and have been on and off for the 6 years they've been together, and my husband began being close after he started working with her delivering. My mother-in-law also worked there. They'd all often go out bowling, or out to eat after work with other co-workers. I also had a close relationship with her. I loved her like a sister. Some other family and friends could never stand her, but I really try to see the good in everyone and try to not have problems with anyone. The closeness of my husband and Sil relationship started bothering me in August. I was assured it was nothing inappropriate. I'm not proud of this, but I turned his location on his Snapchat at this point. I just had that gut feeling. I started monitoring it, but he'd always be exactly where he was supposed to be, so I dropped it. In early September, my husband got a new job and I felt much better. Late September, Sil and Bill broke up yet again. But my husband kept hanging out with her with my mill and other coworkers from his old job. It bothered me, but I tried not to be the psycho-crazy controlling wife. Also in early September, we found out we were pregnant with our second child. We already have a 5-year-old together. He never wanted a second, but it happened. I was terrified to tell him. I started crying, saying he was going to hate me and want to leave. To my surprise, he hugged me and acted happy. Last week of October, he turned off his Snapchat location and I started panicking. I should have brought it up, but I didn't. If I did, none of this might have happened. But I know I can't blame myself. November 2nd, I got a text from him saying he was going bowling after work with the old coworkers and that he felt we needed a break because he wasn't happy. I was taken completely by surprise. I didn't know where this was coming from. When he got home, we talked for 5 hours and he admitted shortly after finding out I was pregnant he began panicking. He really did not want a second child. He also said he feels like his friends don't like him, that he's tired of this pandemic, he feels inadequate at work and feels like he isn't knowledgeable enough, that he fears he'll never be successful enough, etc. He said he has been feeling depressed and suicidal for the past couple months and that he had been confiding in Sil about everything. I asked if anything was going on and he said no. I said I swear to God, if anything happens with her you will regret it and hate yourself. It might feel good and exciting and new in the moment but you will regret it for the rest of your life. Not to mention your whole family would hate you too. He said he knows. By the end of the night he told me he felt much better, that he remembered why he fell in love with me, and that he had no idea why he waited so long to talk to me about his feelings. The next month was great. He didn't ever go out with 2 ex-coworkers anymore, he was being more gentle with my feelings, things were good. Out of nowhere Tuesday morning I get a call from him shortly after he gets to work. I need to tell you something. I cheated. I'm coming home now. I hung up, he kept calling back, I started having a panic attack. I asked with who, he said I think you know. I've asked every detail I could think of. It wasn't an emotional thing, he didn't have feelings. He doesn't know why he did it. He was in a dark place. She started flirting through Snapchat the last couple days of October, he reciprocated. Things got. She started sending him nudes. He went to a Halloween party, I worked overnight, our son stayed with my parents. She called him and said to leave the party and come over, that she was home alone. He drove there and they had. He wore a condom, there was no foreplay, lights were completely off, he tried to leave before anything started multiple times but she kept saying no, stay. He said he hated himself before, during, and after. So I don't understand why he went through. When he told me he wanted a break on November 2nd, 2 days after it happened, was because of the guilt. But he still was too scared to come clean. They both stopped talking after that. All this week I've been getting 4 hours of sleep every night, I've lost 8 pounds, I randomly have panic attacks throughout the day. Of course my husband is saying all the right things. That he doesn't know why it took so long to realize what he has. That he wants to be a good dad and husband. He's excited for our baby. That he took what he had for granted for so long. He hates himself, he'll never forgive himself. That I did absolutely nothing wrong and I've never been short of amazing. That he hates her. He feels like she took advantage of him when she knew he was weak and vulnerable. That he knows he doesn't deserve me, that he had the perfect wife and life and threw it away for nothing. I was betrayed by who I truly believe deep down in my core was my soulmate / love of my life. I was betrayed by Sil, who I thought was one of my closest friends. I also now feel betrayed by Mel because she is still best friends with Sil. She went out to get nails done with her the day after me and her found out everything. Never even asked me how I was. It's embarrassing, but I can't stop having with him. I always imagined if this would happen to me, I'd be burning his clothes and hammering his PS4. I used to think the women who stayed were crazy. I want to stay, but I don't think I can. I keep playing the movies in my head and I don't think they'll ever leave. I don't believe it would ever happen again, but I also believed it could never ever happen the first time either. I feel embarrassed. Stupid. Gullible. Sorry this was so long. I didn't know how to condense it anymore. Story 2. I found out that my ex is retelling a clean version of what he and his pregnant AP did to me to some friends and other family members. Making it look like a clean break. But I took it upon my hands to tell everything to his friends, what I knew. Every detail. I've unfriended these friends of his in social media before his engagement to his AP, in order for me to avoid possible triggers of his memories to me. They treated me well when they knew me, and they too wondered why I wasn't the one my ex is now engaged to. They expected it was me. And they felt thrown off the first time they knew after seeing their announcement on social media. They knew something didn't sit right. It's been 2 weeks since my ex and his pregnant AP announced that they were engaged, and after much thought I tried to reach out to this handful of friends and ask them outright what they knew. They were so shocked at the harrowing details. And sick to their stomach. They too wondered why I unfriended them before. They thought my ex and I ended on good terms. But no. He doesn't get to retell this bullshit on his terms. Telling a handful of his friends that I knew is enough for me. And it lightened the burden I am carrying even for a little bit. I'm still completely NC with him and his family now. And I took this time to explain to these friends that I didn't want to really disconnect with them. It was just the circumstances. They too want to keep me as their friend instead of my ex after knowing everything, and they are disgusted to their core. They haven't met the girl he was marrying either. They knew hands down I was a good woman to my ex. And that kept my head up a little bit even if I reopened my wounds to them. The validation and the comfort of letting the truth out helped me. Other people would have posted about what they did in social media, to get the so-called trial by publicity. But I couldn't do it because it might be sensationalized. I don't want him back at all. I just wanted to be able to defend myself. Because seeing their engagement and the people happy about it disturbed me a lot. I just thought this was something subtle I could do to defend myself. Especially to people who knew about us and witnessed our relationship too. They knew in their heart something was wrong. But they weren't told the truth. Posting anonymously here in Reddit also helped me a lot. I thank everyone for the advice and support I've been getting. Every day is still a struggle, and it's only been 2 months since our breakup. But going NC is helping me a lot, though I am still mentally disturbed by the events. Work distracts me well enough too, and friends and colleagues are 100% supportive. I haven't told my parents the disturbing details too. Only the part that he was having an affair. But they do not know that he's now engaged to the girl he cheated on me and got pregnant. I want to protect their sanity as my parents. Some friends do encourage me to tell them. But I'm still contemplating when. Maybe when I feel more healed? Any advice on this? I cry less frequently now. Though it's still every day. There is also physical pain. What gets me through is praying and venting to friends and colleagues. I've been working out too. Cycling and heat. We'll try boxing soon also. Every day may be a struggle, but every day is another day towards healing.